What up, what up, what up? Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. So this live lesson is going to be the art of simplification. It's your boy, Caleb Dunbar, CEO of Kingship Mindset. I got some other gems for you guys. And this is going to be crazy. The reason why I say it's going to be crazy because you don't realize how life is so simple, yet we make it complicated. So let's get right on into it, actually. So this is going to be the live lesson agenda. Actually, we're going to be talking about the environment that you're in, and the beneficial habits that you have, how to identify people, fans, supporters, broadcasters, money management, some little gems on that. And of course, the time is everything. You know what I'm saying? Time is everything. So before I even get into all these things and like get started on things, I want to give you a glance about me. And the reason why I even created this live lesson, you know what I'm saying? The biggest thing that I understood in my life, being prior military, and the reason why I even joined. And I'm not going to advertise no military. I'm not advertising that at all. There's too many gems what you can do nowadays. Even more so when I was 17. A lot of my life has been a lot of, I would say, chaos, maybe. A lot of things happening to me, and being young, not knowing what it was until I got older. I'm like, wow, life is complicated here. It's crazy, all the stuff we got to deal with. And then when I decided to make that dramatic step to join the military life is very simple, crystal clear, to the point, clean environment. You know what you're going to eat. You know what you're going to do every day. Everything was just structured. And it's kind of crazy how I looked at my life from that point forward once I got out into this point. I'm just like, wow, life ain't complicated. It's just we make it complicated by overthinking what we're trying to do versus just sticking to what we want to do and just going for it in that regard. So it's all about based upon having that type of structure. So for me, having my business now, it is a little, I would say, chaotic, but the more and more you start to realize what you want to do, how you want to do it, how you want to present it, stuff like that, it becomes more and more simple in exactly your mission, your purpose, and how to present it to people. So the reason why I created this is to help everybody, help anybody that feels like their life is complicated. And let's break it down in steps on how we can actually go about making it simple. So without further ado, first one, just like it said, declutter your house. Declutter your space that you're in. Declutter your office desk. You know what I'm saying? Declutter the situation right around you. Because the biggest thing people don't realize that your environment affects how you feel physically and psychiatrically. What you feel around you, what you see around you, it gets spilled into you. If you have a neat environment, you just feel like crystal clean, you feel light and things of the nature, just like how it's saying. A clean, organized space helps you feel more productive and energetic. How many times have you came home and back to the crib or anybody's crib, your crib may be messy, they have dishes in the sink or their bed is messy or just junk everywhere and stuff like that. You're just like, man, it just seems like there's a lot of, I think it's pretty simple just to clean up and move some things around, but, other people, it can just be stressful or it can just be too much for them. And like the biggest thing I can make an example of, let's say you have a lot of spoons, right? Let's say be like a minimalist. A minimalist lives very simple because they're minimalists. And people who have so much more abundance of things, a bunch of clothes, a bunch of things, books and everything like that, it becomes just, we utilize everything we have for some reason. I don't know. I've done that too. I maximized all that stuff versus start to buckle down what I actually wear, what I actually utilize, what I actually eat. It makes it easier for me not to have to worry about that stuff. And of course, when you have fewer items to worry about, you'll feel lighter. You'll also have the energy to care for the items that you keep. Self-explanatory one. So declare things that are around you. You start to realize how easy and how much more lighter, how much freer you feel from doing such. Now, the next one, of course, get rid of bad mental habits. Just like the picture said, anxiety, stress, confusion, clutter. It's easier said than done because all this stuff actually just equals chaos within yourself. You just feel like there's a lot of things going on in life. And the thing about it is that it's happening to you, not for you. And so the biggest thing is make space for healthier thinking habits like gratitude, self-compassion, and realistic self-talk. Quick example of how I go about gratification is that I understand every day I'm just chipping at myself. The reason why is that the fact is I feel like I'm a masterpiece. The reason I'm a masterpiece is always somebody looking up to you, somebody seeing how you live in your life. And they trying to learn, or they trying to do it themselves. It's always like that. You always got people like that. No matter the average person always got over 100 followers on IG or Facebook or some things like that. It always happens to that degree. But I say that to say is that you never know who's watching you. And also to your masterpiece. The reason why I say your masterpiece, let's say for an artist, right? Artists chipping at a sculpture, right? And once they're done, for people, they look at it and marvel at like, oh, this is perfect for all those who are not an artist, all those who are not a sculptor. But the person who actually made it always can see little things in there they can perfect, they can make better. So to be realistic with yourself, for me, I know I'm a masterpiece because from where I came from to where I am now, whoa. And when people look at me like, yo, this boy getting stuff together. For me, I'm like, I got a long way to go. So y'all stay tuned because it's about to get better and better and better. But only thing I do mentality is chip, chip, chip. And I'm realistic with myself, how I talk to myself. So I want something greater for myself. And when you catch yourself engaging in toxic thinking habits, take a deep breath. Remind yourself it's not helpful and proactively conjure up a more realistic inner dialogue. I'm realistic with myself, knowing that I'm reaching for the stars. If I don't reach at the stars, guess what? I'm reaching, damn sure reach the planets in the solar system. That's still further than what I am. The goal is to aim for something and keep shooting until you get there. Keep shooting until you get close. The closer you get, the better and better it feels. So why not? There's no such thing as missing. The worst thing you can do is not take the shot. If you don't shot, you guaranteed you ain't gonna never get close to it. So think about it in that regard. And then, of course, the biggest thing after you got your clutter in this out of you and you got yourself getting in order and organized stuff accordingly, you got to identify who's around you. Who the hell is around you? And for me, this is my personal thing of how I go about it. And I learned this throughout my time of life, and it made it easy for me whenever I meet somebody, I know exactly where they're at in my life. There's fans, there's supporters, and there's broadcasters. A fan, people who like you very much and are very interested in your life. For instance, like say IG or Facebook or like that. You post something, a video of something like that. You notice there's a lot of views, but not as many likes. It's never damn near matches up for some reason, right? Ain't that something? So there's a lot of people who's watching you and understand what you got going on, what you're doing, your mission and stuff like that, but they're just gonna watch. And then there's supporters, someone who strongly publicly supports someone or something like that. So for instance, let's say someone now you got a live thing, right? You see the likes. You can see who likes you. You see them comment and things in the nature, right? It makes you feel good. Like, damn, I got reaction, I got supplies, people who commented on whatever poll and stuff like that. People are actually showing that they are here. They're engaged in my life. It's very simple to actually support what I'm doing. Then you have broadcasters. Now, there's levels to this shit. The broadcasters, people who inform others continuously, presenting your message and mission in an accessible and attractive way. These people are like the people who sharing, saving, saying, hey, yo, I know this guy, I know his mission. I support him, man. You guys need to talk to him. Things of the nature, like people who actually go out their way and just in a way to make sure that they know that people are getting access to you, or even more so, they make you know, like, yo, hey, I just bought something, bro. I'm supporting you. I'm here for you, brother. I just told a homie about it. People who actually support you. And I think for me, I got lost in the matter of this. People have been in my life for years. I automatically thought they were broadcasters. And I didn't realize that was a misplacement on my part. Somebody could be in your life for years. That'll make it a broadcaster, because now you start to see how different each one is. They've actually been supporters. And you would think over time people translate over for each one, but you start to realize people are comfortable in being in certain ways to get just to show that, hey, I'm here supporting you based upon principle, based upon because I know we're friends, stuff like that. When you start to evolve, when you start to get better and start to change for yourself, you start to realize, like, hey, I feel like I'm a broadcaster, and when I fuck with somebody, I'm a broadcaster. But I start to realize if I don't get that same energy, then why should I reciprocate that energy? It's not always necessary, but also too sometimes about them showing you versus them. And it's not always about, for me, I just respect my value. So I know what I bring. I bring much more than a broadcast. I'm actually a fucking creator. I'm here to do all this plus more. I'm here to give you gems about what you're trying to go for, trying to help you implement it and watch you and support you and hold you accountable to the things that you want to do. That's a different type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm like family. I'm a different type of vibe. But that's the quick gems on how to identify who's actually around you so you can actually know where to place them in your life. Now, the next one, of course, money management. Now, you see the levels, how it keeps compiling. Money management. It doesn't matter how much money you have if you're not taking control of your financial situation. Money will occupy too much space in your life. Commit to taking charge of your money. Create a budget and establish clear goals, and your financial decisions will become more simpler. You'll spend less time, effort, and energy thinking about money once you've taken control of your income. There's a sense of peace that comes with financial freedom. Financial freedom is always an interesting word when you hear it. I know it is. For me, I hear that. It's all based upon the American dream. If I get a house, can I get a house? Can I get cars? And can I work for somebody? And when I die, I can pass this down to my kids, some shit like that. Mission accomplished. But for me, wise, how I'm trying to live, and I'm pretty sure how everybody's trying to live, lavishly. Hey, I want to be able to travel whenever I want. Typically, realistically, I want to travel twice a month. Okay, cool. I want to live in a nice, comfortable house. I want to have a nice car. I already have that stuff. But to a whole nother extreme, I want to have. And the thing about it is that I look to take upon things that I know I can actually support until the time I die, or some shit like that. For instance, let's say if I was to get $1 million in crypto and stuff like that, right? Is that realistic for me to buy a yacht that's like $500K? That won't be realistic to do, because whenever you buy something to that degree, there's always a lot of maintenance that might comes with it. And it might be big bills to fix these things. So instead of using a lot of the money, using money that comes in my way to do things to that extreme of taking on a crazy thing and a liability in that regard, how can I account for that? I'd rather have passive generators first to actually see what is guaranteed money that I'm generating from this big bulk of money. And then I can live my life according to that. Now I can answer to me. That'll be more financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? It's all based upon how the lifestyle you're trying to live first. And then you start to keep building that. But the biggest thing for me is I want to have kids one day. So if I want to have kids, I want to create a system like all the wealthy people do. So when I die, hey, guess what? You guys can plug right in. Hey, your daddy gets over 100K passively every month. Guess what? When I die, that goes to you guys. That's the system. Create systems like that with your money. But of course, you have to survive day to day. But there's a lot of things, realize that compiles everything that you do that you can easily take away and save. You can start to do bigger and better things. But that's easy gems I can give one-on-one for sure. You can hit me up with that. But of course, the next one, time management. Can't manage time, but you can manage your actions with your time. This is the biggest thing that people need to get out of the mindset of. You can't manage the time, brother. Time is always going to flow. Time going to keep going. 24 hours a day, bullshit. We say 24 hours a day just to show productivity, but time never stops. And there's always a different time everywhere. So what does that say? What makes you different from successful people? They do things with their actions. That they fill their time up with a lot of actions to be successful. What did the average person do? They complain they don't have enough time. Versus the actions just going to reflect that they have more than enough time. Just get stuff done and start chipping at it. You can never earn more time. It's your most valuable resource, yet it's easy to waste time complaining, mindlessly scrolling through social media or waiting for things to happen. Don't go through life being busy and passing time. Stop doing things that are wasting your precious minutes. Schedule time to do things that matter most. But don't focus on doing it. Set aside some time for just being. Like going for a walk, playing with kids, watching sunset, and being in a moment. Time is a beautiful thing when you know how to understand how to maximize it. For me, all the things I've done, published a book, podcast, clothing line, inventions, my business and helping people, my clients, all this and like that. It's all based upon me understanding, time is going to always flow. So what am I going to do to keep chipping? And throughout the time, guess what? People, fans, supporters, broadcasters, whoever, they're going to be like, damn, yo. Man, it's just like one day you just, boom, you got everything situated. I'm like, bro, one thing I did was just chipping. I'm just chipping. There's no right or wrong answer. Just keep chipping at yourself with your time that you do have. And we all got the same amount of time. In a day, of course. And then with that being said, let's get into a deeper dive, a summary of everything about the art of simplification. Life is complicated sometimes. It is. And simplifying things can feel overwhelming. I know it can be. Which, of course, is exactly the opposite of what simplifying your life is all about. Ooh. But you don't have to change everything at once. Don't feel overwhelmed that you're like, damn, man, got so much I want to change, so much I want to do like that. Just make a priority list. Make a priority list. It's that simple. And by doing that, you start to realize what's the most important to you and the most thing that you've been delaying the most. You tackle that first. Start subtracting one thing from your life every day. Get rid of some clutter. Clear some mental space, carve an hour into your calendar, make some room somewhere so you can feel lighter and freer. The less you own, the less you have, the less time you invest into things that you don't want to do, the simpler life becomes. And there's a lot to be said. There's a lot to be said for fully enjoying life's simplest pleasures to their fullest. I can't kid you not, this summary is about the crystal greatest thing about all of this. How to make life that much more simpler, easier, and lighter, and more enjoyable for sure. And with that being said, you're welcome to hit me up, message me the word simplify if you would like more exclusive insight and direct advice. And here's where you can reach me at, Facebook, Caleb Dunbar, IG at kingshipmindset.com, or even my email, calebisher@gmail.com. You're welcome to. And the reason why I'm open to, getting all the people that I already have been getting all the messages and stuff like that is because I really want to help people personally. I'm not a man of money. I don't give a fuck about money. I'm a man of I'm one of the last dying breeds who actually do things out the kindness of my heart because I actually want to see other people win. But even more so, I understand throughout this journey, people were like, yo, man, you need to eat too. I'm like, yeah, I got myself situated. I wouldn't be offering and doing this stuff if I ain't got myself situated. But thank you for being concerned. But I'm more concerned about you because people reach out for a reason. And, being able to help people, that's something from my heart and spirit. So you are welcome to hit me with the word simplify, and I can give you more gems directly knowing you and what you got going on, and how I can actually give you the gems and actually to fix that situation right then and there and make life more simpler. So with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon.